Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Scrabble E by Palfly Kampling. I'm starting to notice a pattern here. All right. Well, we do have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules, so in each row, each column, and each 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have these between lines in the grid. Think of these as overlapping between lines that share circles. So like this is a between line, this is a between line, this is a between line. You don't have to see it as a larger structure. And the way between lines work is there's two circles that are then connected by a line. Whatever digits go in the circles, say this was 2 and 5, the digits that are on the line have to always be strictly in between that bounds. So these have to be in between 2 and 5. So we can't use the 2 or 5. We can't use anything outside the range. We can't use 1 or 6. So these would actually have to be a 3-4 pair in this case, if this was 2-5 like that. If we were 2-6, then these could be from 3-4 or 5, as long as they're in between the two bounds. All right, we also have hit points. So that's these clues outside the grid, this 4, and this 5 here. The way that works is, it took me reading this, I haven't seen this before, so it took me reading this rules wording a few times for me to understand it. But we do have an example. So let's do the example first. A row with digits 1, let's write it out, 1, 5, 6, 3, 2, 4 would have a 1 clue on the left and a 10 clue on the right. So let's first of all highlight. If we had a clue on the left here, let's highlight every digit that's the same as its distance from that clue. So this is 1 away. This is not 5 away. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the 1 is the only one that matches the distance. So what we do is we take the sum of all the ones that are that distance, and that sum is 1. So the clue would be 1 on the left side. Now on the right side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice I made green the ones that matched as I counted from the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we sum those up. 5 plus 3 plus 2 is 10. There would need to be a 10 clue on the right side. So maybe we could give a concrete example for this 5. So counting from this 5, maybe we would get 1. Oh, I guess it can't be a 1. You know what? I'm going to do it anyway, just so in case I don't get, just so I don't get the correct answer here. So maybe I would want the 1 and the 4 to match in distance. So that 1 plus 4 is 5. And then the other ones wouldn't. So like 3, 2, 6, 5, for example. So if you look, the 1 is the same as its distance from the 5, and the 4 is the same. But so if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that would cause that to then add to 5, and that would match our clue. All right, so hopefully that's clear. Just count from the clue and just see which digits match, and that sum is the clue. All right, and that's it. Those are the rules. Oh, I'm glad that's it. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, there is something about between lines, which is digits on the lines themselves that aren't the circles can't be 1 or 6, right? If I tried to put a 1 here, that would tell me that I need a 0 on my lower end, right? I need something smaller than 1 on my lower end, and that's not going to work. So same with 6, it needs a 7 or higher. So we can't put 1s or 6s in any of these cells. I do think the 5 and the 4s, I think these are good places to start, because we need, like I said, so there's only 2 possibilities here. There's actually 3 possibilities, but this one removes one of them. So the possibilities are there's just a single 5 right here, which is the only one that matches, and then the rest of them don't. Or we have a 2-3 pair, because we can't do 1-4, as we saw there's already a 1 in the column. So the other option is 2-3 like this exactly, and the rest don't match. So that means that this cell, and this cell, I'm going to make those, I don't know, let's call purple. Purple means in that row, these are not allowed to match their index. So we already know that's not 1, but this can't be 4 and this can't be 6. So for a 4 clue, we're either going to have a 4 matching, or we're going to be 1 plus 3. Now this 4 clue, actually, this 1 is telling us we can't do 1 plus 3. And so we are just a singular 4 here, which is quite restrictive on a between line, I think. And so then the rest of these are purple, and we're going to call this one green because it does match for the column. Now, unfortunately, I'm kind of mixing my columns and rows here. So you know what? This column is... do I use a different color for the column then? You know what I'll do? I don't know. I feel like the coloring's helpful, but I don't want to get confused on the rows. Okay, well, maybe I'll just color as we... I'll just color them temporarily. So let's look at this one as well. So we could be 1 plus 3, or this could be a 4. So that means that these cells are never... I guess it doesn't matter what color I use, but I used purple before. These cells are never... ooh, there is something I just noticed. That'll actually help this a lot, which is this. We need a 1 in this box. And remember that 1 can't go on the between line. So this has to be a 1. And now we know that that does match its distance from this 4. And so we have to do 1 plus 3 now. So that has to be a 3. And then the rest of these are not allowed to match. So we know that this is 4 or higher, but it can't be a 4. It would match its distance. So it has to be 5 or 6. Okay, there's a 3 down here, I guess. Now what is this then? It could be the high side. It could be a 6. So we could go 5, 6 like that. But it could also be the low side, and the lowest it can go is 2, which would make this a 3. So this is actually always in order. This is either 2, 3, 4 or 6, 5, 4. We don't know what order it is. But if this was a 2, we wouldn't have anything to put between the 1 and the 2. So actually this is minimum 3. And if it's minimum 3, 3 doesn't work because there'd be nothing in between. 4 would match this 4. That would be no good. 5, there'd be nothing in between. So it has to be a 6, and that has to be a 5 in between them. Great. Now, this 5 is telling us this cell here isn't a 5. So that we actually have to do a 2, 3 pair. Actually, we know the order. Sorry, this is the 2, this is the 3. These match for the 5. Gives us this 3 down here. In fact, we know this is 4, 5, 6. So that's our 3, and this is a 1 and a 2. And this is a 1, 2, 3. We know that's not 1, that's not 3. Okay. Sorry, that was a divergence, but yeah. So the rest of these do not match their cell. But the 4, 5, 6 are already telling us that, and the 1's already telling us that. So Sudoku takes care of the rest of that. This column has its 4. Yeah, we're no danger of this column. I think Sudoku's enforcing the rest. How about this row? This can't be a 2, actually, because it would match. So it has to be a 4 or... Oh, and it can't be 5, and it can't be 6. So this is a naked 4. All right. Anything else in this row? Well, we know this is a 4 now. And so this is 2, 5, 6. We cannot have the 6 match, and we can't have the 5 match. So that's 6. That's 5. That's 2. We get our 6. Great. Okay. That's 4, 5 pair. This is a 4, 5 pair. These are 4, 5, 6. This has to be the 1. Okay, makes sense. This isn't a 6. Can't put a 6 on the line. So in this row, the 6 is only there. All right. Still can't put a 6 on the line. So the 6 is down there. Oh, and the 1 and the 6 need to go down here. So this is a 1, 6 pair. So this is 4 or 5. Meaning this can be pretty big. It's the low end. Oh, but it actually, there's tension here. This is a 1, this is a 6. This has to be pretty middling. So we definitely, from the 1, we could put 2, 3 here. In fact, we have to. Because this can't be 2 or 3. If it was 2 or 3, we wouldn't have enough space here. So this is our 2, 3 pair, and we know the order. And that gives us Sudoku that we can do, which might simplify the rest of this. So this is 4 or 5, but of course this has to be the bigger number, because this is the low end of this guy. So this is our 4, and that's 5. All right, that's 5 and 4, that's 4 and 5. Down here we need 2, 5, 6. So this is our 2, 6, and 5, and we're done. All right, neat puzzle, Palfly. I have not seen that constraint before, but it's very interesting. It definitely, you think about the row and you go, okay, it can't be 1, can't be 2, or must, what are the options for which cells can actually self-reference and the other ones can never do it? And then you can narrow down those possibilities. I would need a good notation for that on a larger puzzle, but I think you'd have to just sort of pick 2 colors for the rows and pick 2 colors for the columns. But in this case, because there wasn't that much to keep in my head, I thought it was better just not to color. I know it's strange for me to not want to color, but anyway. Cool. Well, I enjoyed that. Let me know how you did. If you enjoyed it, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.